สนับสนุนโดยบริษัท IRPC จำกัดมหาชน
ครับในช่วงสุดท้ายเราจะมาคุยกับทางผู้บริหารระดับสูงของ SAP ในเรื่องของการบริหารจัดการที่เรียกว่า mobility นะครับสำหรับผู้บริหารแล้วก็แนวโน้มใหม่ๆที่ทางธุรกิจต่างๆทั้งเล็กทั้งใหญ่นี้จะสามารถใช้ประโยชน์ได้ในปีใหม่นี้นะครับก็คุณมาร์คและคุณโทมัสWhen we talk about management mobility anywhere, anytime, please elaborate.
So what mobility has allowed companies to do is to access any element of their business through a mobile device.
Yes.
So in other words, what that means is historically you had to be in the office connected to an internet connection to be able to access corporate systems. Mobility has allowed us to give that access as the company determines in a secure way to access to your corporate systems through whatever device you choose wherever you are. So this is changing the role of the executive who needs to be or needs to be available all the time for certain exceptions. But it's also giving a lot more flexibility about workplace location. So a lot of companies are now exploring where their employees don't necessarily all need to come into a central office. Some companies across the region and globally are exploring employees working from home. So changing the dynamics. So I think mobility is a technology that gives a lot of flexibility to companies, both on access to data, but also how their workforce interacts within the business.
So the benefits will be the speed, can make decision faster, is that correct?
So you will get information as it happens. So whereas before you would only receive information when you plugged your computer in and logged into your system. So now whether it's an SMS on your mobile phone, whether it's an email, whether it's an automated phone call, all of this can be triggered using mobility technology based on how you would like to see it. Whether you would like to see information on a regular basis, whether you'd like to see exceptions, or if there is an issue or a business a problem that needs urgent attention,
emergency,
that can trigger a series of workflows which will include communication to the executives.
I see. Good Thomas, can you give an example at SCG how they manage mobile mobility?
So I'll give a couple of examples. The first one will be very simple. Every employee takes vacation, hopefully every year they take vacation a few times. In a traditional system, you have to go to your computer or you go fill in paperwork and you turn it in and it makes its way through the system. With our mobility solutions, you can build a very simple application that will work on any mobile device to be able to go in and say, I wish to take a vacation from this day to this date. You can look up your balance and see how many days vacation have you accrued, and it'll trigger the workflow from their mobile phone and go through the manager and then notify you once it's been approved. So that's an efficiency because even in a big company like SCG, a lot of the employees don't have company provided computers. But almost everyone in Thailand today has a mobile device. So it allows better access to the system and more efficient use of the system. So that would be a very kind of basic and fundamental use of the system. Probably a more advanced use of mobility would be the executives. Kungan for SCG, for instance, might want to have real-time understanding about how his different business units are performing or how different product lines are selling. But he doesn't want a really complicated report that's this thick on a piece of paper. And he wants to have things sorted by exception and be notified when things are out of the norm. So you can build very simple dashboards that present just the information he wants to see that's available on his tablet computer. He can get in, he can look very quickly and say, okay, I have a problem over here, I need to go address that. Everything else look okay. It can be color-coded. Everything that's okay is in green. Things a little trouble, yellow, and things that are a problem in red. So he'll know very quickly, does he need to take action?
So the executives can work while being away from the office or even on holidays.
If we're talking about SCG today, the last time I saw Kungan, he mentioned how much travel he'd been doing. And he's been traveling overseas a lot. He's not in the office as much as he'd probably like to be able to do. So having his business processes that require him to be sitting at his desk are not very efficient for an executive like that.
So on his tablet, the CEO tablet, what that kind of dashboard you would think that it exists now?
Well, these are things we're going to be building with them over the coming months. So we're here today to announce that we've included mobility solutions in this.
So SCG, cement, building materials, papers and pulp, petrochemicals, right? That's probably among the major business. So on the CEO dashboard, what kind of data you would expect to put in?
I don't care to speak for SCG, but generally I would say chief executives are interested to understand things like profitability.
The sales?
They want to understand their sales volumes.
Profits?
They want to understand regional breakouts. How are their different managers performing across the KPIs that they're being measured? So dashboards tend to be, what are the decisions that CEOs normally get involved in? And they want information about those decisions, right? That they need to make those decisions.
Yes.
So they're usually quite a customized set of reports or dashboards that are made available to different managers in different,
and in this case, can the CEO make decision while he's overseas?
Yes. As long as they have a mobile phone connection, they can approve the purchase, they can approve really anything, any of the workflow, anything they can do, as Mark said, anything you can do at a traditional computer, you can now do on a mobile phone.
And what about lower rank executives? The chief marketing officer, the sales director, what can they do with their mobile devices in today?
That's a great question. So chief marketing officer, for instance, runs a new marketing campaign across 5 stores.
Yes.
In the old day, you wait a month, 2 months, you get the data and then you decide. Now they can run the campaign, they can measure the results real time on their device, and if it's not having the effect they want, they change it on the fly, change the pricing, change the offer. Instead of doing 2 for 1, make it 40% off. They can do what they want to do real time because they have access to that information at all times.
And in the case of SCG, it could be their retail business for building materials, home products, for example, right?
That's right. So when you go in, successful retailers sell you things you didn't intend to buy when you walked in the store. So you walk into the store, you're only there to buy some new tiles. But then you realize, wait a minute, I need some grout. I also need some glue. Hey, I'm short of nails for the finishing work around the edge. I need some trim. And you end up walking out with more than you intended to go in. So promotions are the things that can really influence that kind of behavior. And having real-time access to the information makes your promotions effective.
I see. So Mark, what are the other aspects of the mobile management that we have not covered, in your opinion?
So I think, giving this access, I think is great, and I think it's the future. I think it's also not something that's starting. I think this is here now. Many companies do this today, and I think you just have to ask yourself, when was the last time you were more than 2 meters away from your smart device? If you leave your wallet or you leave your mobile device at home,
important?
The mobile device is more important because so many different elements of your business, whether you're checking your stock portfolio, your business workflows, your communications on email. So I think this is here now. And I think there's going to be different business models that are going to evolve because of it. How companies can poll their consumers.
Yes.
So you can send out a question and just ask for information on the fly and get millions of responses very quickly. Do you like a red one or a blue one? Which is more
social
popular?
media.
Social media. Around the design of products, I think opinions on design or demand are now possible because of mobile devices. It's very cost effective and immediate response to see what the general public are wanting to see. And I think this is one area, so just the breadth of coverage that you can get with a mobile device. I think the other area, and Tom mentioned it earlier on, the security element of this, because some companies want to be sure that they're providing all of these people with access into their corporate systems, is have we got the right controls and safety. to protect the data of the company. And I think SAP has taken this area very seriously, right from managing your device to control what's on your device, to control how to shut down your device if it gets lost, and all of these sorts of areas. So I think the security element is something that companies are looking at quite carefully in the mobile world. But I think everybody accepts that this is a technology that has transformed the way that employees interact with their with their companies and their suppliers and their customers.
I see. And looking forward into 2013, what going to be the big trends in IT in business management?
So I think the business analytics will continue. I think that the way people analyze data and how they use the tools and the technology that SAP provides, I think mobility will continue to change business models. I think the other area which we have touched on, which is really around analyzing big data, and I think SAP, with the introduction of HANA just a very few months ago, which is an in-memory database. So it's completely changed what a database means. And essentially what it means is you can process data very quickly. What typically would take you 3 or 4 days can be done in 3 seconds. So the speed of analyzing data really ensures that mobility and analytics comes together into a total solution. So I think you'll see one of the trends is around big data. More and more data is going to be needed to be processed.
And the faster processing.
And the attention span of the consumer is very, very short. They don't want to send off a query and wait 20 minutes for the answer. You take your personal example, if you go into Google and you make a search, you want an instant response.
Yes.
So consumers are demanding that of their corporate systems. I think the other trend that we're seeing a very big advancement is in cloud computing. And I think cloud computing, you'll see this evolve more and more and more. And SAP has taken this on very, very seriously, and we're one of the largest, in fact SAP is one of the largest in the world in number of users accessing a cloud application, whether that's through our talent management or our HR applications with SuccessFactors, or more recently with Ariba on how suppliers can interact together. So I think cloud computing is another trend that I see will become more and more pervasive over the next few months and years.
So Kun Thomas, Thailand going to introduce the third generation, probably sometime next year, and fourth generation 3G, 4G network, how that will benefit executive management on the move.
Oh, I think
and
it's,
the other trends that you like to.
I think it's critical for the betterment of Thai society, because we need that high-speed infrastructure, not just here in the city of Bangkok, but we need it across the country. So we're a little bit late, as you know, to get this rolled out here in Thailand, but it's good to see we're finally getting progress on this. The limited coverage we have today has already provided benefits for these mobile devices where they can access these corporate systems. One point I'd like to make about this, and it's a really critical point. In a traditional computer, if something takes 5 or 10 minutes to get you an answer, you just put it in the background and you go work on something else for 5 or 10 minutes.
Yes.
On a mobile device, you don't wait even second. You need it within 3 or 4 seconds. If you don't get an answer, you quit it and you go do something else and you don't come back to it. So our HANA capability with the mobile solution means you can take business processes that were very slow and cumbersome. You can turbocharge them with HANA now and make those answers available instantly to the client. And with a good 3G or 4G network in place here, it'll mean you can be out and you can be in Rayong, you can be in Isan, you can be down in the south of Thailand, or you can be traveling overseas and have good, reliable, high-performance access to those to that corporate information.
So thank you for joining our program. ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ
ครับ เวลาของรายการ Business Talk ก็หมดลงแล้ว วันนี้ขอลาไปก่อน สวัสดีครับ